Good evening, my darling batlings. I hope you've all had a fantastic day. I'm joined tonight by a trio of commentators, JKR, Miles Above, and a Nerd E Furret.
Yo.
Excuse me, I'm kilometers above right now.
Your face is that thing you just said.
Your face goes to college.
Your mom goes to college!
I'm in college, thank you very much.
You know the fucked up part is it took me years to realize that he says that to his own brother.
I didn't even realize. Oh my goodness.
Technically they have the same mom, I guess.
You'll excuse me if I cough my lungs out because I've been laughing too hard.
Yeah, it's happened to me too.
You say that like it's a bad bad problem to have. Also, if you're interested in what music is playing right now, since we are playing a Hideo Kojima game, I'm playing some Hideo Kojima game music. This is the opening theme to Police Knots, which I also want to stream sometime after we finish Snatcher. And you might recognize it as, or at least the doot 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 voice as the opening Konami logo from Metal Gear Solid 1. Because that contains several references to Police Knots.
Nice.
Including the anime footage that they show when Otacon is talking about like his love of anime and mecha anime in general and how it influenced him to want to get into robotics. It shows footage from Police Knots.
You know, I was just like remembering back to, I think it was like last Saturday actually, when you were streaming Snatchers.
Yeah, Snatcher.
Snatcher, sorry. But yeah, like I loved what I saw.
I'm liking it too so far. I haven't gotten very far in it even on my own time because I'm very bad at adventure games and I'm trying to play it without a walkthrough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like very good dub for its time. Especially given that it was a Sega CD game, and that is a game notorious for its bad console, notorious for its bad voice acting in general.
Yeah. Look at Adventure.
Well, this isn't Sonic Adventure. This is the Sonic OVA.
I was looking at you, kid.
Now the question is this the original or is it the cover? This is the original. Because there's a cover that's also really good that I sometimes use on stream by an artist called Kamikaze Bitch. Or KB, as they're called on YouTube, because you can't have bitch in your channel name.
Apparently not.
Anyways, tonight we are playing the original Metal Gear and trying to finish it. Keyword being try, because I don't know how long it'll take me, and if I'll get tired before then. So without further ado, let's switch on over here. I was about to say, you gotta do your thing.
Right.
No, he was right on time. He was right on time. He always does it right when he transitions to the game screen.
That said, be right back. I gotta go grab a broom. Never mind, there it is. Either way, be right back. Because I gotta take care of something real quick.
Okay.
Once again, playing this on the Master Collection, which is the easiest accessible version of the Metal Gear saga so far, or at least the games up to Metal Gear Solid 3.
Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Excuse
I
me.
like the Metal Gear.
There's actually a little bit of weirdness with how the Master Collection is structured, because, like, the versions of Metal Gear 1 and 2 that are in here are taken from Metal Gear Solid 3 and put into their own separate launcher instead of being part of Metal Gear Solid 3 in this collection. Whereas in the old HD collection, you launched it from Metal Gear Solid 3. That's why on the save and load screens you see Metal Gear Solid 3 menus.
Yeah.
All right, I'll probably have to turn down the volume a little bit. There we go. That should be good. Or at least on my end, that should be good. We finally made it to building 2, and that's where we left off. The enemy uniform's not going to help us sneak past these guards, unfortunately.
Do they have laser vision or like
well, no, it's because the enemy uniform is only to get into the building. It doesn't actually disguise you from the guards in the building.
Those bastards!
You.
So I can't shoot. I can't shoot across the gap, but they can see me across the gap. Makes sense.
That's stupid.
Make it make sense, JKR.
Okay, we got mine, and we got some ammo, and as usual, we can enter and we can exit and re-enter this room to stock up on everything. That's an actual intended gameplay mechanic. It's not a glitch.
Wait, it was intended, really?
Yeah. Health and ammo respawn when they're like dedicated to certain rooms. That way you can never screw yourself by permanently running out of ammo.
Other games needed this.
Like, you can screw yourself in the final battle with Metal Gear, but we'll see if that happens when I get to it. I should probably equip my rations just in case I die here. Because rations will auto-heal you like that upon your health emptying.
Nice.
I like that.
So I'm gonna go through the drainage ditch here. There's a boss fight through here that is timed. And I have to be very careful with it. I gotta make sure I use the right weapon, which I believe is grenade launcher.
Oh, it's a freaking tank-looking thing.
It's a bulldozer tank.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you have to take it out within a few seconds, or else it one-hit kills you.
Oh, shit. BRB, guys, I have to talk to my mom about some finances real quick.
Okay.
Go for it.
Thankfully, respawns for right now are pretty fair. Earlier in the game, respawns can be kind of bullshit because they're tied to your current rank, which your rank raises depending on how many hostages you've saved.
Nice.
Gotcha.
And I'm at rank 3 right now. Rank 4 is the highest, and it's the rank that I'll need to reach by a certain point in the game in order to progress. Otherwise, I can't progress. Well, I don't have a shotgun in this game.
I helped.
You did help. You gave me the encouragement to shoot until it died.
It went kablooey.
Not to be confused with Bluey the game, which is basically just Metal Gear for kids.
Wait, is it really?
Yep.
Yes, that's why I streamed it as my April Fool's joke.
Yeah, everyone was caught off guard by the fact that the Bluey game, of all things, was basically Metal Gear Solid for kids.
No, I'm just like imagining as Bluey as freaking Snake.
Art has come of it because of that.
And the elevator here...
It's actually...
Sorry, go ahead.
That's actually where the meme, Bluey, I think we're gonna have to kill this guy, started.
Yep.
Was because of that game.
The elevator in Building 2 works differently than all the other elevators because you can only go up. You can't go down, which means you have... which means the only elevator that goes down is accessible from other parts of the floor.
That's weird.
It's a little convoluted. It's doing, like, remember, this is, as the first of the Metal Gear saga, it didn't have much, to draw inspiration from for its gameplay mechanics. So it's a lot more like, the original Zelda in its layout, where it's like you exploring a big map and discovering the right way to go through as you progress.
Yeah.
Except unlike the original Zelda, I can feasibly beat it without a walkthrough. Alright, these two guys here, they are called Bloody Brad. In the Japanese version originally, they were called Arnold, because they're modeled after the Terminator. They are cyborgs, and they are a boss fight. We need the RPG in order to take them out, otherwise they will bum rush you and kill you. I do not currently have the RPG.
Where do we find RPG?
RPG is on this floor, but I need to be rank 4 in order to get it. So I need to rescue some more POWs. Also, our goal right now is to find and rescue Dr. Madnar, the creator of the Metal Gear, so we can find out how to destroy it. And he's somewhere he's on the basement floor of this building, if I remember correctly, which is why I'm looking around for the elevator that leads to the basement.
Do you need to equip your rations?
No, because guards have severe tunnel vision in this game. They can only see what's directly in front of them.
Oh, interesting.
Also, if you'd... yeah, I should have seen that coming. I'm trying to remember the layout of this place. If you notice that my health doesn't refill all the way when I heal myself, it's because you don't get a full health bar until you're rank 4. You start out with a pitiful amount of health, and as you rank up, you get increases to your max health and ammo.
So I guess you're rank 3.
Yes, I'm rank 3. That's why it shows 3 stars at the bottom. And you can rank down, which you don't want to do, obviously, because it can screw you out of beating the game. You rank down by killing POWs.
How you get in that door?
I need the right card key, and I don't have it. So there's really nothing I can do on this floor right now. Thankfully, guards don't follow you into elevators. Okay, these guys are always on alert whenever you show up here. So there's no way I could sneak around them. This is what we...
Sneaky?
No sneaky for this part. This is what we call an ambush. Here's a POW we can rescue. Let's see if he has any info. Thank you for helping me. Dr. Madnar is in the underground dungeon. Do we need to find the scrub monkey 3rd class to go and mop up the dungeon?
Look at you, Furret. That's your job, bitch.
No, you're the one who demoted. You're the one who gave him that job against my orders, dude.
And besides, we all agree I'm too small to hold the broom.
Yeah, but you can use your tail as the broom.
Here's the thing.
Like that.
He is Scrub Monkey 3rd class. I am Scrub Monkey 69th class. There's a difference.
Yes, and that's only because I demoted you to a... You were the original Scrub Monkey 3rd class. I demoted you even further because you acted outside of my orders to give him that rank.
Yeah, well, at least it proved that you had something to fix.
So these guys will follow you in, huh?
These guys will follow you through the rooms, but none of them follow you into the elevator, because otherwise you could just get cornered. And I finally got card key 5, which is the main card key we need for these areas. This is the elevator that'll take you down to the basement.
Nice.
Oh no, dogs.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, I have to kill the puppers because there's no non-lethal takedowns in this game.
Flopper schnubs.
They're 10 stars.
Alright. What, a little trick here is that, most of the rooms in this underground dungeon, thanks, are gas rooms. So you have to have the gas mask equipped before you enter them, or else you'll take damage.
Oh, that's an interesting.
The game loves to... The original Metal Gear loves to you know, just surprise you with rooms filled with poison gas.
Yeah, you
Gas,
can see the
the ultimate weapon of cruelty.
Like, the first time it happens, you get a call from your commanding officer, Big Boss, and he says, I forgot to tell you that there's poison gas in that room. You'll need a gas mask. And he says that after you've already entered the room.
Gas, the ultimate weapon of cruelty. A highly effective delivery system of a slow and painful
Why
death.
are you getting hit all of a sudden? Is it
Because you have to unequip the gas mask to use the key cards.
Oh, that is stupid.
Yes, it is. is a very bad mechanic that they don't get rid of until Metal Gear Solid. Actually, not until Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. The remake of Metal Gear Solid 1. Except in Metal Gear Solid 1's original version, you don't have to cycle through a total of 8 different key cards. Instead, when you get a new key card, it just replaces the old one and still unlocks the old doors.
Oh, that's stupid. They didn't do that.
Well, I'm willing to cut them some slack because, again, first in its genre, basically. And now I'm rank 4, so I have max health and ammo. And I can call the person that I need to call to get the RPG. Thanks for helping me. The only way out from this floor is to find the north elevator.
Fuck! We're in the south warehouse.
So, South City is to the north, East City is to the west, and West City is also to the north. Where the fuck am I?
The answer is yes.
That's still one of my favorite gags in Team 4 Star. Alright, there's Dr. Madnar. Let's approach him and... You fell into my trap! The real Dr. Madnar is on the 2nd floor! Die, Foxhound! Run away or else the pit will consume you, and you will die.
Yeah. Die to his own trap.
And we got another key card. So now we have card 6.
Yay!
Card 6 is the main one we need for this floor.
Card 6 is the best card.
I thought the best card was Dark Magician Girl, because it has the cutest monster.
Not being a Yu-Gi-Oh person, I couldn't tell you.
I mean, I haven't been that big into Yu-Gi-Oh since I was a kid. Like, I fell off around GX, like midway through GX. And even I still know Dark Magician Girl is legendary for her cuteness and sex appeal.
I mean, my local I say local like it's not miles away from me, but my local comic book shop does have a Dark Magician Girl statue that I'm tempted on. I don't even like Yu-Gi-Oh!
I mean, you can still like the designs of the characters.
I mean,
Like, I've got a Mikasa Ackerman figurine, even though I don't like Attack on Titan. And that's mostly because it was a gift from my mom, who just looked up anime figurine on Amazon and bought the first thing that showed up without asking me what anime I'm into. You know, bless her heart.
Enough.
She also got me a variant of a Hawkeye Mihawk figurine years ago without knowing what it was.
Oh, nice.
It was like a grayscale recolored variant of that figurine.
Nice. Mihawk is a good character, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
And I also do love Mikasa.
and this was also before the live-action One Piece series came out, which is how she got into One Piece.
Far enough. That's how I got JKR into One Piece.
She refuses to watch the anime because it's too long for her short attention span. It's already hard enough. I had to convince her to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai by telling her that was the shortened version.
Speaking of, today we were supposed to get our first look at Tony Chopper. Let's see if that actually happened.
I hope so. Because my mom's been bugging me about when is season 2 coming out. I'm like, why the fuck would I know? I am not Netflix. I don't decide these things. I'm not John Netflix.
You're not Netflix? Damn, I didn't.
My name is not John Netflix. I don't control when things come out. Otherwise, I would have had, like, more seasons of Castlevania Requiem out by now.
Valid point.
No, apparently we didn't get the first look at him.
Aw.
Weird. We are supposed to be getting a teaser trailer for season 2 here soonish.
Okay.
said sometime this weekend. So, but then
Yeah.
again, they were saying They
Up
said,
time.
it's like, find out what the next Caesar is.
Time for a boss fight. I am the fire trooper. I'll burn you to a crisp.
Yeah.
You know what the fire trooper is weak to? The submachine gun.
You don't
I was
say.
gonna say water, but
That was a boss fight. That's what constitutes boss fights in Metal Gear.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, most of them go down with either the SMG or the grenade launcher.
that was some Legend of Zelda shit right there.
Like, I see you are equipped with a flamethrower, but does that protect you from gun?
I was gonna say, it's like, isn't anybody weak to? I was like, isn't any one weak to fucking submachine guns?
No. The tanks and the Hind D that I fought earlier are not weak to submachine guns.
Well, I mean, submachine guns could tear through flesh, so.
I choose gun.
They're also the Bloody Brads from earlier, the ones we need the RPG to kill, they're not weak to the submachine gun, because they are cyborgs.
Wow.
They eat them for breakfast.
They eat bullets for breakfast, without any milk.
Milkshake.
There's a perfect example of the tunnel vision that these guards have. I was barely not in front of him, and he couldn't see me. Also right there.
That's so weird.
Not really the first stealth game ever. That would be Castle Wolfenstein for Apple II. But, one of the first stealth games ever made. They hadn't worked out good guard AI yet. Also working within the limitations of a computer from the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
Picked up antenna. Now I can get radio broadcasts from in here, because the signal was jammed before. This is Big Boss. They're trying to jam our signal, but we're okay on this frequency. Over. My voice for Big Boss keeps on changing, because I can't decide what old grizzled Big Boss should sound like.
You can't decide whether we should live or die.
I also can't decide, the fact that as revealed by that twist ending of the Phantom Pain, this isn't the real Big Boss.
Yeah.
This is Venom Snake.
As opposed to Carnage Snake or Spider-Man Snake.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. But yeah, that was the big twist, mandatory twist of that Kojima game, was that the Big Boss you were playing as the whole time in Metal Gear Solid 5 was a brainwashed body double of Big Boss, while he was off going and establishing his military nation in Africa, I believe. Thank you for helping me. The far end of the waterworks is connected to Building 3. Okay, but we can't go to Building 3 yet because we need scuba gear. You can't go into the dark water because dark water is deep water, and you can't breathe underwater.
Without scuba gear.
Yeah, without scuba gear.
Do they give you scuba gear in this game?
Yes, you have to find the scuba gear. Not to be confused with the Scooby gear, which just gives you the munchies. Oh, that was a trap I narrowly avoided.
You really did there, man. Elevator.
Okay, this one only goes down. So we're back on the basement floor. See, I don't go back and replay this game very much. I've only beaten it twice. Once on easy and once on original. And we're playing on original.
Being eaten by a dog.
Yeah. Hey, he wanted his munchies, okay? There's no such thing as bad dogs, only bad owners. This is Resistance Leader Schneider. Oh, finally, we talked to Schneider. This is the star of the gas room. Over. Thank you. I figured that out, like, 20 minutes ago? But also, now I have Schneider's radio frequency because the game never tells you his frequency. You have to look in the manual.
Thank you, Pi. That was extremely helpful.
I mean, part of it is that, I'm equipping the wrong things. Part of it is that the, radio calls that you get are dependent on what room you're in, not, like, actually story dependent. Some are story dependent, but most of them are dependent on, like, what room you're in. So you can enter and exit the room after already hearing that call, and you'll get the same call.
That's interesting.
Again, first in the series, one of the first in the genre, they had a lot of learning to do. And learn they did. It's also interesting to note that this wasn't originally supposed to be a stealth game. When Hideo Kojima was tasked with making what would become Metal Gear, what Konami wanted wasn't a stealth game. What they wanted was a copy of the arcade game Commando.
God.
But that wouldn't work within the limitations of the MSX2 computer because it couldn't do, like, so many sprites and bullets and stuff like that. So he instead made a game like, hey, what if a game instead of going Rambo on everyone, you tried to avoid fighting people?
I was going to make the joke. Funny enough, it was originally going to be a text adventure and a point-and-click adventure. Very innovative of its time.
I mean, that is what he did after making Metal Gear. He made Snatcher, which is basically a point-and-click adventure game.
Nice.
See, I think you would like Snatcher and Police Knots, especially Police Knots, because that one's way more point-and-click. Whereas Snatcher is more, like, menu-based, with the occasional shooting section that is compatible with the Konami Justifier light gun.
So I tested out the Space Quest games on the Xbox.
Yeah.
To see how they run, see how well they run.
Yeah.
The answer is they do not.
Because you're streaming them.
No.
Well, no, that whole menu is streaming games.
Fair enough, I suppose. But it was like, just couldn't control it. It took me forever to figure out how to get Roger to do anything.
Oh yeah, also, I also didn't realize, like, oh yeah, those are also, like, partly text adventures with graphics and movable characters, so how the fuck would that work on a controller?
Next, we figure out Zork.
Thank you for saving me. You should be able to contact Jennifer from the Resistance on frequency 120.48. That is the lady that you need to be ranked 4 to call.
Is she single?
Jennifer will provide you with direct support, but she's very proud. Unless you're really high class, she won't respond.
Oh, so just like my ex, got it.
And this door right here, I believe, is the one that needs to be opened by Jennifer.
Damn it, Jennifer! Why won't you love me? That's actually a really weird thing for me to say, seeing as how my cousin's name is Jennifer.
I pressed the wrong button. Let's call Jennifer. This is Solid Snake. Come in. This is Jennifer. I'll prepare the rocket launcher for you.
Come and get it. Okay.
There's one other time that I'll need to call her, which is to open a door that's also on this floor. That rhymed. But yeah.
Has mine been here for a stream where I've done that voice?
I don't think so.
Nope.
He wasn't here for the Travis Strikes Again streams.
Yeah, well, you tricked me into using that voice for a cat.
For a cat that ended up sounding nothing like that once she actually got a voice actor.
You just hear a giant, like manly meow.
You're not wrong. That is actually how the cat sounded when she got a voice actor.
Uh-huh.
Except it was more like Travis, you tweaking? I've always sounded like this.
Are you a girl? Yeah.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to say this whole time, even though I didn't have a voice?
Like, it's canon that Jean, the cat, has been able to talk this whole time, even though she didn't talk until Travis Strikes Again. But it's also canon that this whole time Travis didn't know what she sounded like because her speech was only rendered in text. She didn't have a voice actor. Which is one of the most genius uses of breaking the fourth wall ever.
Yep.
Like I've said,
with you.
like I've said many times before, Sudified 1 is a madman.
Jennifer's going to turn out to be voiced by Morgan Freeman.
Well, Jennifer never appears after this game.
I know.
Most of the support staff in this game never appear again.
Ah.
Like, the only ones in this game in particular that I know appear again, well, I do know that they appear again because I played all these games. Gray Fox, obviously, because Cyborg Ninja.
Right.
And Schneider, the Resistance leader. And of course, Big Boss, but as we later discovered, this was not the real Big Boss the whole time.
It was Venom Snake all along.
It turns
Yes.
out the real big boss was the friends we made along the way.
You know, that's basically what the twist of, that's basically how the ending of, like, the ending speech from the real Big Boss to Venom Snake plays out, is, like, maybe we're both the real Big Boss. And it basically amounts to the real Big Boss isn't a specific person, it's an ideal. So it is the friends we made along the way. Or in this case, the enemies he made along the way. Because, you know, he was going on to become a war criminal. I believe I've already been in here, but just to double check. Yeah, I've already been in here. A lot of things in this game look kind of the same, so I often forget where I've been. Also, I don't know why my tracking keeps on leaning to the left so much. Let me fix that. There we go. You guys still with me?
No.
Damn.
JKR. Come in, JKR.
He's deafened right now. Remember, he's, No, wait, no, he didn't say he was leaving, did he? I don't know, we've said so much. That tells me I need to have more of my good.
I'm here.
I need to have more of my good juice.
Yep, this headphone thing just popped up.
Yeah, that's been there.
Has it?
Yeah. There we go, I just drank some of my good. Let's see if, that helps at all.
Excuse me.
Oh, shit! Oh, God! Okay, that actually spooked me. That was a clever trap. I'm
you
sleepy. No, I didn't die. I narrowly avoided death. Because it's two traps in the same room right when you enter.
I don't know why you complain. You didn't die.
It's the principle of the... I'm not complaining. I'm saying I'm congratulating them on such clever traps. Thanks for rescuing me. You'll need a compass to cross the desert. What is the geography of Outer Heaven? Because we entered here through, like, the coastline. We know that it's in South Africa. We've crossed one desert, and we have to cross a second desert.
if you're here, and I'm here, and he's over there, and Istanbul is somewhere in this general direction, then who the hell is that? Really bad Family Guy joke.
I'm no geographist.
I'm no geographist, but I'm pretty sure Outer Heaven exists in some sort of warped reality that exists in all dimensions at once. But that's just a theory. A game theory. I don't know, I've never watched game theory. I watch good YouTubers. That's mean. That's mean. I don't have any ill will against MatPat as a person. I just think a lot of his theories suck.
Now, I may not be a highly sophisticated country lawyer.
Now, I may just be a simple hyper chicken.
Kurt, you're a lawyer?
No. That's why I said I might not be a sophisticated country lawyer.
Okay, we've blown up one of the Bloody Brads, but I don't have enough ammo to take out the other one, so I need to grind for ammo now. And the best way to grind for ammo is to punch soldiers to death. Because if you shoot them to death, they don't drop anything, whereas if you punch them to death, they have a chance of dropping something.
Because physics.
I mean, that's also how Metal Gear games have worked since the beginning. Oh god, I need more ammo because one of them respawned. If I take both of them out, they'll stop respawning.
Right.
But yeah, that's how Metal Gear has worked from the beginning to keep you from just shooting everything, is if you stealthily knock out guards or just, you know, punch them JoJo style into a pulp, they will drop ammo and rations occasionally.
Hey, so I gotta go. I gotta go check on Barry, so.
Yes, please do. Make sure the kitty's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Laters.
Alright, I'm going to basically just make sure that I top out on rocket launcher ammo here, because thankfully there's, apart from, like, your explosives, like, the landmines and the C4, the ammo boxes replenish all of your gun's ammo instead of just a specific weapon. You know, they didn't overcomplicate things for an 8-bit title. Okay, that should be enough to take them out. And if I miss a few shots, we will pray to the goddess Neptune. Takes 4...
Dead, dude.
It takes 4 rocket shots to take out one of them. Ah, missed one. There we go. I still have enough to take out the second.
Die?
Rest him by that much.
There we go. And now they're gone forever. And I've got card 7.
Excuse me, sir. Would you kindly do us a kindness and die?
I mean, isn't that just the title of a Mori Calliope song, like her debut song? Please excuse my rudeness, but will you R.I.P.?
Fair enough.
And it may, you know, fittingly, we're playing a game that Mori Calliope did a song about, where she goes sneaky, neaky, 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 neaky.
Sneaky like I'm snake.
Yeah, which was made to promote the collection that this is a part of.
Nice. She's in a... Ah, I choked on him. Manwich for a second there.
My Manwich!
She's an adorable little sellout.
Yeah. I mean, it's very common in the Japanese music industry for artists to do sponsored songs as promo singles.
Right, I didn't mean it like anything.
Yeah.
It's respectful to her. She is indeed an adorable sellout. She's admitted that.
Meanwhile, my favorite bar that she's ever not Calliope, but Demon Dice has ever come up with is Jesus Japanesus.
Have you ever heard the entirety of the song Alcatraz?
No. I haven't listened to a lot of her music yet, because I tend to listen to music while I'm driving, and Spotify doesn't have like it doesn't have an option to search for songs through voice, like Apple Music does. So, you know, it's hard to type in things while you're driving and not crash.
Right.
Even though so far I've managed it every time.
Alcatraz is one of those that technically you should watch the music video with first.
I died.
Yes, you did.
You are
And
surprise.
I have to fight the Bloody Grads again,
Ah, fuck.
which means I have to grind for ammo again. I think.
But yeah.
Yes, I do.
The Alcatraz music video is technically one you have to see. Because it's just so fucking good. Like, the animation for it is, like, beautiful.
Ari, you die in the game, you die for real.
This isn't Sword Art Online. This is a good game.
Remember, if you die in the game, you die in the game!
This isn't Sword Art Online. This is a good property. And yes, I will die on the hill that Sword Art Online didn't get bad. It has always been bad.
Yeah.
And that is entirely because I have a personal vendetta against it for supplanting .hack's rightful place as the king of MMO-based, fictional MMO-based multimedia franchises.
Fair enough.
I just like to reference it. It's bad, I know it is. I just like referencing it. Now, Sword Art Online Abridged.
Yes, that is objectively better. And I say that knowing that that is a subjective opinion. Because I like pissing off Sword Art Online fans. And by that, I mean the one friend of mine that will still defend Sword Art Online, at least specific parts of the story, but not like the entire story.
Jeez.
Like, she'll admit that, like, a big chunk of Sword Art Online is shit. But will defend that, like, the most recent story stuff is okay.
Nah. If I'm gonna defend anything, and I'm not, for the record, if I'm gonna defend anything Sword Art Online, it's the original story, because that actually had some good heartfelt moments. That and Gun Gale Online, like the entirety of Gun Gale Online. I will defend that to the ends of the earth. But Sword Art Online of itself, yeah, no, it's trash. It's trash.
Speaking of trash, Speaking of trash, did you hear that Netflix came out with another bad anime adaptation? Right after, they had, after everyone had hoped that we were done with bad Netflix anime adaptations when they, made these, shockingly good One Piece.
I'm terrified to know what they've done.
It's Kakegurui, that anime about, gambling.
Oh, God.
They made a live-action adaptation of it called Bet.
Oh, God. At least it's not another attempt at Sailor Moon.
They finally one YouTuber who did some extensive research in, getting in contact with people from back in the day managed to get a copy of the American Sailor Moon adaptation pilot and uploaded it to YouTube.
Things.
And, in the process, she also discovered that there were similar plans to do a live-action animation hybrid, like Power Rangers-ization of Mobile Suit Gundam and Saint Seiya.
Oh, Lord.
Now, the Gundam one never made it past the pitch Bible, whereas the Saint Seiya one actually got a pilot that never made it to TV. It wasn't even going to be called Saint Seiya, just like they still don't call Saint Seiya here. They call it Knights of the Zodiac, but even that wasn't going to be called Knights of the Zodiac. They were going to call it Starstorm.
Oh, jeez.
And, another journalist, one of the rare good Kotaku pieces, discovered that after the American Sailor Moon pitch failed, they tried to rework it into basically a girl's version of Power Rangers called Teen Angels. And that one did get a pilot that was found before the Sailor Moon pilot was.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
It turns out this one company, which, contrary to popular belief, was not Saban, had all of these plans to adapt anime into American live-action shows, and none of them got off the ground. There was also plans for one based on Dragon Ball.
Oh, no.
Well, guys, we got our first look at Tony Chopper.
Is he horrifying?
Thanks, I hate it. I hate him.
He's adorably horrifying.
Are we talking like Detective Pikachu adorably horrifying, or... Well, not Detective Pikachu, the Detective Pikachu version of Ludicolo, I should say. I don't know why, but Ludicolo in Detective Pikachu the movie stands out as particularly uncanny to me. I think it's the gormless expression that he has.
Honestly, I would say Paddington Bear levels of...
Oh, so still kind of cute.
Yeah. He's cute, but it's Also, apparently, tragically, he is not being voiced by Brianna, whatever her last name is.
Brina Palencia?
Yeah. Brianna Palencia. He is being voiced by a technical newcomer named Michaela Hoover.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that they wouldn't have, the voice actress from the anime. Because Netflix tries to cut down on costs for stuff like that as much as possible.
Yeah, because they're cheap as fuck.
Well, it's weird, because they'll shell out on big-name actors, but when it comes to voice actors, they go as cheap as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, this is the other room that Jennifer needs to unlock. This is Solid Snake. Come in. Oh. Do I not have the antenna? Do I need to equip the antenna? Am I calling the right frequency? This is Solid Snake. Come in. Okay, I think I need to be on the next screen to do it. This is Solid Snake. Come in. Why is she not answering my calls? I'm rank 4. Bitch, am I still not good enough for you while I'm at the max rank? I'm just not good enough for anyone. This is my love life in a nutshell.
Wow.
I half kid.
I say again, join the club.
I could have come in here this whole time for more ammo, instead of grinding the same soldiers over and over. God damn it.
Well, why didn't you?
Because I didn't know about this room.
Why didn't you know about this room?
Because there's no follow-up to that. It's just because. Let me make sure I'm calling the right number for Jennifer. Yes, I am.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that they're going to completely CGI Tony Chopper.
I'm not. No one uses practical effects anymore, sadly.
That's ever
Well, I mean-
Blumhouse.
Yeah, I was to say they did because they limited how much time Luffy used his powers in the live action.
Yes, because it's harder to make like humans stretching their limbs like rubber look convincing in CGI than it is to make a CGI creature.
Fair enough.
That's also why Mr. Fantastic so far has never looked good in a live action movie, because it's hard to convey that specific power and make it look good.
Honestly, they didn't do too bad in Multiverse of Madness.
I didn't see Multiverse of Madness.
For what very limited time we got to see Mr. Fantastic.
I also didn't see Doctor Strange. Not out of not wanting to, it's just like, I can only afford so many movies per year.
Fair enough. I was about to say Strange.
Ironic, isn't it?
Yes, I know you are.
It's not ironic, because it's not made of iron. That would be Iron Man.
Does that make it strange any?
What are you laughing about, Furret?
Throwing something at my face.
It didn't even hit your face, though.
Then I guess I need to adjust the targeting for it? I don't know.
Yeah, because it hit your shoulder.
Oh. Well, it's because, I'm still working on adjusting the hitbox for what counts as hitting me in the face. Right now it encompasses the whole head and part of the torso.
I see. Okay.
Also, did you see that Corone was streaming Doom the Dark Ages this morning?
No, I didn't.
Which means one thing, the Doog Slayer has returned.
Yee.
I think she also has a new song out. She's had a couple new songs recently, both of which are covers. This one's a cover too. I just don't know what it's of because the title is in Japanese, and I cannot read Japanese. But her last cover was Braveheart from Digimon, which was the Japanese theme for the Digivolving scenes.
Oh, yeah.
She did as a duet with Murasaki Shion, who was getting ready to graduate.
Cool.
Because they're both big fans of Digimon. To my knowledge, I don't know anything about Shion, other than she's supposed to be a witch. And that one time when Korone was trying to speak only in English on her stream, she didn't know the English word for witch, so she said Harry Potter girl. Alright, here's the real Dr. Madnar. JKR, you voice Dr. Madnar.
I am Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. My daughter Ellen is a hostage. Unless you help Ellen, I won't tell you anything about Metal Gear. Ellen is being held in the basement of Building 1. Please help her.
Oh, fucking hell, we have to go back to Building 1.
Fuck your snake.
I knew you would.
Hard, it was so,
I knew you were going to want to. Sorry.
I was saying, I laughed so hard it was high pitched and didn't pick up on the microphone.
I knew you were going to want to voice Dr. Madnar because he is a Russian scientist. In case you couldn't tell by Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar being his name.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Which, fun fact, his name
good.
being Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar is a retcon on top of a retcon. In the original Japanese MSX2 version of the game, his name was Dr. Petrovich. And then later games would retcon it to Dr. Madnar. And then when they did the version of Metal Gear that was included in Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence and all subsequent ports of it, they split the difference and said his name is Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar.
What a mouthful.
Yes.
Hey, it works.
He's also, in addition to being the creator of the Metal Gear that's in this game, he is also the one that turned Raiden into a cyborg.
Oh, it's him.
Yeah, we don't get to see him. Sadly, we still haven't seen him in any 3D games. We were supposed to in Metal Gear Rising, but that ended up not happening. Then they created the new character, Doctor, instead. He's behind the scenes in Metal Gear Solid 4 as the person that they take Raiden to when his body's starting to shut down due to him needing dialysis. So at the very least, we know after the events of this game and Metal Gear 2, he's still alive.
Then he's still alive.
Well, are you gonna fix that? Oh, time to get the flashlight. The flashlight, which is only useful in one room that, from my experience, is entirely optional to enter.
So of course you gotta grab it.
Yeah, I gotta get all the items at the very least. It'll be weird to have, my item screen have one slot missing.
The original, gotta catch them all.
Yeah. Basically, I'm going for a completionist run of this game, you could say. Except unlike a certain completionist, I'm not committing charity fraud.
Go to your room.
I am in my room.
Good, stay there. What's
So,
interesting, JKR?
I just happened to be looking at BigBadToyStart.com, mainly because I was curious to see if an upgrade kit that I had to cancel a pre-order for was in stock yet, and it's not. But while I was looking, I happened to notice that DNA Design, the same company that did some of the other upgrade kits that I use for my figures. Apparently, they reissued their Scorponok upgrade kits for like the Titan class Scorponok.
They also announced that they're coming out with an upgrade kit for the HasLab Omega Prime to fix the issue with the waist permanently without having to sand it down. Well, not with the waist, the abdomen.
Yeah, I did see that post. I didn't see the stuff about them reissuing the upgrade kit, though. That was the weird thing. Like, I was just kind of, like I said, I was just kind of scrolling through Big Bad Toy Store's inventory, and I happened to see that. I was like, oh, okay. Because I have 1/3 of that upgrade kit as a whole. It was the leg extensions.
All right, time to go through the first desert. For some reason, there's 2 deserts broken up by a building. This is not the desert that we need the compass to pass, by the way. This is an unrelated desert. I just watched the Braveheart cover in OML. The Digimon kind of scared me. Yeah, they made their own custom Digimon for the music video based on, like, the little mascot characters that Korone and Shion have to represent their chatters. And they got to Digivolve, too.
Let's see. I was going to say something, now I forgot what it was. Fuck. I hate how short-term my memory is.
Was it fuck?
Nope.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, JKR will say fuck.
Your face is fuck.
Can confirm.
Only the cat looked good. No, Nesumon looked good. Nesumon looked adorable. It's weird to see the Koroneski mascot with, like, a body, because it's only drawn as a face. Even in Sonic Frontiers, they only did it as a face.
I like cats.
Yeah, Shion's mascot was Seomon in the music video, which was like a cat Digimon, a black cat Digimon, floofy black cat. It just looks weird to me, I guess. It's because it's only drawn as a face that's seen from a side angle. We've never seen it with a body. Or, like, drawn from anything other than like a profile shot. Because Korone only has the one drawing of it, because she drew it herself. Oh, damn it, the voices are talking to me again, saying help. The walls are talking to me again, guys.
Oh, now I remember what it was. It's not the desert you're looking for.
How long have these walls been talking to you?
The walls have ears. They also apparently can talk.
The walls, they're closing in.
All right, we found Ellen.
Thank you. My name is Ellen Mac. Wait, no, she's German.
She's Russian.
Russian. Hey, thank you. I can't do a Russian accent. Not with that voice.
Try with the Dr. Juvenile voice. It's close enough.
Fair enough. Thank you. My name is Ellen Magnar. Magnar. I know my own name. I promise. I am Dr. Magnar's daughter. They are forcing my father to create Metal Gear. Please hurry and help my father.
And that's all we need to do with Ellen in this whole game. And I died.
Hey, there's a hole there.
Have a nice trip.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Oh, holy hole. This hole is very holy.
It certainly was.
I mean, when we fought the Fire Trooper, he was pretty holy after I shot him.
Hey, extreme, lady. And tonight. We'll be back next week with some more shenanigans. Oh, Lord.
You're not the one in charge here. We don't stop until Ari says we do.
All right. We just need to stop running around like chickens with our feet cut off.
And I know I'm not gonna make you reread the Ellen Madnar stuff. I'm just gonna skip through it.
That's fine. Like I said, we just need to stop running around like chickens with our feet cut off.
Furret, don't you mean chickens with their heads cut off?
How can a chicken run with its head cut off, JKR?
Very uncarefully, apparently.
Well, how can they run around without their feet?
They get
I'm not a
prosthetic.
chicken expert, JKR. Why are you asking me all these chicken questions?
You know, speaking of chicken questions, back when I used to read PSM, the PlayStation magazine my dad got me a subscription for as a surprise, they had a, among their, reader mail, they had a segment specifically reserved for the dumbest questions they received called Ask the 800-Pound Gorilla. And the only question that was asked in there that sticks in my mind, this is where we need the flashlight, but there's no reason to come in here. It leads back to Building 2 as a shortcut, but we can also just go back another way.
With the flashlight.
The dumbest question that, one of the dumb questions that they got that, sticks with me, not just because of the question, but because of the answer that was given, because it's, kind of logic you can't really argue with, because it's logic that's also stupid.
Right.
But so stupid that it's brilliant.
Can't argue with that. It's too stupid.
The question was, if a chicken had lips, could it whistle? And the 800-pound gorilla's answer was, no, chickens can't whistle, even if they had lips, because chickens are tone deaf. That's why they taste delicious.
Can't argue with that. It's too stupid.
But it's not wrong.
It's not wrong. No one has proven it wrong yet. Any aspect of that.
No, that's true.
I also remember PSM for being a weirdly horny magazine for, being a magazine about PlayStation games. Because, they tried to do the Sports Illustrated thing of having an annual swimsuit issue. Except, they had their resident artist who would draw, their covers and some of their original art, draw different video game characters in bikinis.
Okay.
And if you know anything about, weird fetishy comics that pretend to be superhero comics, you'll recognize the artist from the PSM swimsuit issues and also the comics they started putting at the end of later issues as Adam Warren, the guy who created Empowered, the superhero comic about a girl who has a skin-tight supersuit that makes her invincible and gives her superpowers and blah blah blah, but it's also very destructible itself, where if you so much as touch it, it starts ripping and disintegrating until she's left naked.
Oh, jeez.
Go on.
That is an actual comic, and it's not a porn comic. I've seen it at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, jeez.
The Barnes and Noble.
Is this shit still available?
Yes, it is. You might have to buy it secondhand, but it was in production for years. Sort of like how Terra, Witch of the Black Rose, is basically porn, but went on for a surprising amount of time and had surprisingly deep lore. Hey, Shadow Dragon. How you doing? Hope you've had a good day. I'm assuming you're probably still at work, as you tend to be when you tune into these streams.
Yes. No doubt.
We're making some progress, quicker progress than I usually do on Metal Gear. We just rescued Ellen Madnar, and we rescued Dr. Madnar earlier, but he wanted us to rescue Ellen before he would tell us how to destroy the Metal Gear. Luckily, the guards don't follow you into this room.
I had to be sure you were on the up and up.
Also, she wasn't really my daughter. We won't get into semantics. Anyway, thank you for rescuing her.
It's like a Dr. Cortex scenario where like Nina Cortex is stated to be his niece, but then there's that one line in her debut game, Crash to Insanity, where he's like, "My daughter, niece."
Ah, yes, it's you, the person I am related to.
No, I mean, the thing is, it's not like he forgot his relation to her, it's he's trying to hide that it's his daughter. Because he is an evil supervillain who has no time for women, after all. Which brings up the question of how he had a daughter.
Who did he breed with? Who would breed with him?
That's also my question of, there's a Sonic character called Eggman Nega, who was originally supposed to be Dr. Eggman from Blaze's universe, but when Sonic 06 retconned Blaze's universe to be the future, they also said that Eggman Nega was no longer an alternate universe Eggman who's exactly like our Eggman, but in a different outfit and with a dumber name. They said that he is a descendant of Dr. Eggman from, I think, like 400 years in the future. Which brings up the question, who did Dr. Eggman hook up with?
Who says he hooked up with anyone? It could easily be that somebody just cloned Eggman.
Well, no, because then that clone would have had to procreate for it to happen that many years later. Because DNA samples don't last that long. Unless they're, like, preserved in something like amber.
Yeah.
Also, you know, it was the post-apocalyptic future, so...
Right. Which is weird, because the fact is, like, well, then why the fuck do Silver and Blaze still exist?
Look, Sonic 06 is such a clusterfuck of time travel rules that are internally incoherent that it's best not to try and apply any logic to them. Technically, no, I'm at home since I don't work on Saturdays and Sundays. I was just playing Doom all day for the collectibles. Understandable! Very understandable. You mentioned that last night, too, that you were trying to get all the collectibles in Doom. Anyways, ready to voice some more Dr. Madnar? And for me to get ready to take a screenshot of something that I have to remember for the final boss fight, otherwise it's impossible?
Yes.
Let me get into position. Let me get into position.
You can do it. We believe in you, Ari.
Shut up. Okay, ready. I am Dr. Petrovich Madnar.
Drago Petrovich Madnar.
Oh, I was like, I am Dr. Shut up, Furret. I am Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. Metal Gear is 20 kilometers north of this building. It is located 100 floors under Building 3.
Why is the building so big? They gotta be inflating that floor count.
Look, we
I mean, to be fair, Dr. Madnar is not willingly working for Outer Heaven. They kidnapped him.
Look. From what I understand is, Donald Trump runs Outer Heaven now.
It is the 80s. It makes sense.
Listen, it is best not to think about these kinds of things and just shut the fuck up and play the game.
There is only one way to destroy Metal Gear. Attach plastic explosives to the legs of the unit where the armor is thin.
This is the part I need to take a screenshot of. Because it tells you which leg to plant it on in sequence.
Oh, jeez. The sequence is R, R, L, R, L, L, R, L, L, R, 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 L, L, R, R. After that, I don't remember.
Yeah, you just kind of have to guess for the last one. Thanks, Dr. Madnar. You still left it up to trial and error.
Fuck you, Snake! You have to attach 16 sets. The card that gets you out of building 2 is with Bloody Brad. He's vulnerable to attacks from a rocket launcher.
Good thing we already took care of him, both of him.
What do you mean you already took care of him?
I already got the rocket.
I mean,
I already got the rocket launcher. I'm doing what they call a sequence break.
You weren't supposed to kill him. You were supposed to take him out, as in show him a good time. What have you done?
We got the Mandar here. Me or you, Furret?
Yes.
Sorry, I had to add that bit from Harley Quinn.
Anyway, good luck. You'll need it.
And that's the last time we talk to Dr. Madnar in this game. We won't see him again until Metal Gear 2, which will be the game that I stream after, as far as Metal Gear Saga goes, after I finish this game. So we're getting near the end.
Nice.
But we still have some items that I need to procure from other floors before I can progress to Building 3. Like, hey, don't I need an oxygen tank in order to swim in that deep water that leads to Building 3? That is in this building.
The answer is yes.
And spoiler alert, they kind of are inflating the numbers a bit of Building 3, because this game, I realized on my most recent playthrough apart from this stream, that this game kind of low-key started the tradition of uncomfortably long elevator and or ladder sequences in Metal Gear. Because there's like one elevator in Building 3.
No good.
And it's the only floors it stops on are floor 1 and floor B100. So there's 100 floors, you just can't access any of them, except for 2. Alright, I'll hydrate. Should I hydrate with my water or with my good?
Yes.
Actually, good doesn't hydrate, it energizes, so...
Yeah, I'd say swap the coffee for the good.
Well, you didn't redeem a coffee.
No, I'm just saying. It's like
And I do have coffee here. Mostly just left over from earlier before I fix my good.
I see.
Yeah.
Fucking pests.
Yeah, there's really not a good way to take out the jetpack troopers apart from, I guess the SMG, but I don't want to waste bullets on them when I can just run away from them.
Run away! Run!
Like, you're supposed to be pretty fragile in Metal Gear to, you know, encourage you to avoid combat. But every now and then you get sequences like that where you have no choice but to fight.
Remember, kids, sometimes violence is the answer.
Remember, kids, there are people out there who think that Metal Gear is pro-military propaganda, even though the message of almost every game is either nukes are bad and or war is hell. I thought you said I wouldn't... you thought I said I wouldn't stream this because of not being able to play without a guide. I said that at first, but I recently played through it mostly without a guide, and I found it to be a lot more comfortable than I remembered it being. So I decided to stream it after Metal Gear Solid 5, so we could have the additional context that the ending of 5 added, and like how it reframes the plot twist in this game. But yeah, I did at one point say I'm not streaming this because I can't play it without a guide. Metal Gear 2 is one where I'm going to have to practice at it before streaming it, because that one I've never beaten without a guide. Because that one's a lot bigger and a lot more confusing to navigate. So, Metal Gear 2 might not be, you know, next week per se, but I'll have to, you know, do a practice run of it to familiarize myself with its layout and tricks, especially since there's a puzzle required for progression that involves deciphering tap codes, which is an actual, like, encrypted messaging system used by Vietnam POWs, and the game includes... Thankfully, in the Master Collection, includes a chart for helping you decipher them.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
Whereas in the original release of Metal Gear 2 on the MSX2, the chart only came with the manual. So if you were playing, oh, I don't know, a pirated copy or a ROM on an emulator without that you somehow don't also have access to internet to look up a guide, you would not be able to progress past that point in the story, and you would be soft-locked. It was basically a form of anti-piracy via screwing over the player if they didn't have the manual, which Kojima seemed to be a fan of. Because Metal Gear Solid 1 did that as well, with the whole Meryl's codec number being on the back of the CD case thing.
Does strike me as the kind of asshole that would have been all for that.
I mean, he loves leaning on the fourth wall like that, and, you know, messing with players.
Right. It's to the point where people analyze everything he says on Twitter to try and figure out if he's sending, like, coded messages to the fan base about new projects he's working on whenever he's talking about shows or movies that he likes. Because he has been known to do that before.
Oh, excuse me.
You are excused.
Sorry, I had a bit of a coughing fit.
At least it wasn't a wheezing fit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. I could be.
That didn't even come out on Discord.
Yeah.
That just got mangled the fuck up.
Mangle, you say? Oh god. Let's see, voice and video. Of course, it's on crisp.
Yep. Crisp is on by default.
Let's see how standard works. What are you saying?
Okay, that came through.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Wheezing!
God, why the fuck are we all talking in Pokemon now?
I mean, if you were here for last night's stream, we did have a Pikachu infestation in the streets of New York.
I mean, that is fair. I did see that.
And we also had a Garfield infestation in the parks.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I'll have to watch that later. I didn't get to see the. You did PlayStation 1 version, right?
No, I did the PC version of the PS4 game. I changed it to that because I was like, you know what, algorithmically, it makes more sense to stream that rather than like swap games right after I started one.
I was saying to Jamie in one of her live streams recently, I was like, who can fathom the wisdom of algorithm? Like, I
yes, the elder god algorithm. Not to be confused with Al Gore rhythms. which is what Al Gore calls his Spotify playlist. By the way, did I mention that I have agoraphobia?
I don't think you have.
Yeah, I'm afraid of people with the name Gore.
So, former Vice President Al Gore must petrify you.
Yes, as well as Gore Vidal and Gore Verbinski.
How about Gorbachev?
Nah, that's Gorb, not Gore.
What about people named Gordy?
No, it has to be Gore as its own standalone first or last name. Yes, I did get that from Neurotically Yours, by the way. It was my introduction to the character of Pilsy, who has, kind of influenced a lot of my humor more so than, Foamy did. Like, one of my favorite, conditions that Pilsy had that stuck with me was because it taught me one of my favorite medical conditions, Jermaine thought that he had astigmatism, and he was like, no, I don't have astigmatism, I have a stigmata in my eye.
Yeah.
And do you know what a stigmata is? It is the random manifestation of bloody wounds in the positions of where Jesus was nailed to the cross. Yeah, so how it manifests in Pilsy is his eye randomly squirts out blood.
God. My introduction to him was the one that I just did.
Which, I'm trying to remember which one that was.
It was, Jermaine was laying in the hospital bed sick, and Pilsy shows up to try to cheer her up and fails miserably.
Oh yeah, the Kevorkian scarf.
Yes, Kevorkian scarf.
Like, he puts the blood pressure cuff around his neck and thinks that's a Kevorkian scarf, as in, like, if you don't know what Kevorkian means, Dr. Kevorkian was... Yeah, Dr. Kevorkian was a doctor who was infamous for helping his patients commit assisted suicide.
Yep.
So he thought it was a scarf you put on to strangle yourself to death. Seriously, Pilsy, for how little he appeared, had some of the best gags in the show.
Agreed.
BRB, guys.
Although, I will say my sort of introduction to the concept of Neurotically Yours came from an old Newgrounds Flash animation called Attack of the Evil TV, which was, you know, tangentially a Mega Man fan series, where it was more like domestic life of Mega Man, Proto Man, and Zero, where they get sucked inside of the TV, and, like, as people flip through the channels, they get inserted into different TV shows or video games, depending on what's on the screen. It's very early 2000s humor, so it hasn't aged the best in terms of...
Right.
Well, not in terms of, like, content, but more so in terms of, you know, just the jokes being very of the time, very much low random XD humor. Like, one of the things was they got sucked into Neurotically Yours, where where Mega Man, who has a girl's voice in Attack of the Evil TV as a nod to how he sounded in Mega Man 8, has the role of Jermaine. And he says, I have the sudden urge to write emo poetry. And then Proto Man, or Blues as he's called in the show, as his, like, they go by their civilian names, which are Rock and Blues. Like, he takes the role of Foamy. He's like, I have a sudden urge to say the word fuck!
Nice. Love it. I want to say my introduction to Neurotically Yours was the only one, the earliest one I remember is the Amityville Toaster.
Amityville Toaster was a lot of people's introduction, it seems. It helps that it's a good one that doesn't rely on, you know, the ridiculously complex lore of Neurotically Yours to get the jokes. Like, I'm not exaggerating, Neurotically Yours has some of the most overcomplicated lore of any series ever.
Agreed.
Going to pause for a sec so I can plug in my headset.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
I remember having something of a crush on Jermaine when the show first came out, too.
Come on, get the fuck. Get the fuck. There we go.
Are we good now?
We good.
I remember having something of a crush on Jermaine at one point, too.
A lot of people did, and like, you know, that's kind of my problem with Ill Will Press as a creator, is that, like, he created a very fetishy, sexualized character and then got upset that people sexualized the character and watched it just for the sexualization.
Yeah. To be fair, I watched it because it was fun.
Yeah, I watched it for the humor, but, like, he had a whole story arc about, like, the increasing sexualization of Jermaine and how it affects her mental health. And I'm like, my dude, you are the creator of the series. You control this stuff.
Exactly.
You could just not sexualize her.
Agreed.
He also got disowned by the Newgrounds community because he switched into using AI art for his backgrounds.
I thought Newgrounds shut down in general.
Nah, they're still around. They're user-funded nowadays instead of funded by ads.
Ah.
So, like, you can buy a subscription to Newgrounds to get exclusive perks and remove ads from the site.
Nice.
They also are one of the, like, when Adobe Flash shut down, they made updates to the site to include a built-in Flash emulator to make sure all the old Flash games still work.
Oh, nice. I might have to revisit it at some point.
Yeah. Like, it's still very much a work in progress, so, like, some Flash things can be kind of fucky, but they've done a lot for preservation of early internet stuff. They're considered, like, archivists, basically.
Yeah. They fixed it so nothing goes fucky-wucky.
They've also become a hub for, aspiring internet artists to post a lot of their work. Because Newgrounds has a strict no AI art stance. And, you know, they don't have as many restrictions on what you're allowed to post, as long as it's nothing illegal.
Right.
So, like a lot of artists and animators will post, like, you know, they'll post stuff to their social medias, but they'll post the highest res versions to Newgrounds.
Nice.
Because, like, when it comes to internet animations, a lot of them, including like a lot of those reanimated collabs, will post to Newgrounds because they don't compress the video to make it like easier to stream, which means you don't get like on YouTube when you upload a video, they compress the hell out of it, which degrades the image quality, which is, you know, less noticeable in certain things, but in animation it's very noticeable. Whereas on Newgrounds, it's in its full uncompressed glory. Because you're not streaming, like, you know, a video hosted on a server somewhere. You're streaming the actual file that was uploaded.
Nice. That's how you do.
And, like, there's even still, new games being made on Newgrounds, although they've switched away from, like, you know, the early internet shock humor and edgy stuff towards, like, more artsy and retro things. Basically, Newgrounds and its community has really grown up over the years.
They still have some of the edgy stuff that used to be.
Oh, they haven't. The only things they've taken down are, like, stuff that's actually gotten them in trouble, or stuff that, like, they've had a couple things that they've taken down because the creators went on to do illegal acts. Like, there's a couple instances of, like, Newgrounds users that went on to commit mass shootings or plan mass shootings, and as a result, they would take down the animations and channels of those artists. So, you know, preemptively avoid any drama. And also, they would also aid the police and the FBI in any investigations into those users.
Wait, what? What I just?
We're talking about Newgrounds.
Yeah, I heard Newgrounds, but
Yeah, I'm saying, like, there's been a couple instances where, like, people have either committed or planned mass shootings and or, like, terror attacks and posted about it on Newgrounds. And in those instances, Newgrounds has taken down the profiles of those people, but also assisted police and FBI in investigations and preventative measures involving those people.
okay, I thought it was like some sort of bullshit.
No. I'm saying Newgrounds did the right thing. They have almost continually done the right thing in every case.
Yeah, everything
Good.
he's been telling me about Newgrounds makes me want to go back to them, like, entirely.
Yeah, like they become I was saying they become a big hub for artists and animators. Because they don't allow AI art on Newgrounds. And
Good.
animators because unlike YouTube, which compresses a lot of the videos, well, compresses all of the videos to make them more easily streamable and to take up less space on Google servers because they get like billions of videos per day uploaded, Newgrounds has you streaming the original file that was uploaded, so you get to see these like wonderful original animations in their full uncompressed image quality.
Oh wow.
So yeah, Newgrounds has seen a resurgence as like a replacement for sites like Twitter and Tumblr for artists to post their stuff.
Nice. Yeah, that is actually where I got that Mephiles art that I had signed by fuck. Why does his name escape me?
Dan Green.
Dan Green. Yeah.
But yeah, Newgrounds is great.
Yeah.
Support Newgrounds today!
Yeah, they're supported by user donations nowadays rather than relying solely on ad revenue.
That's good.
And
Honestly,
as part of the user donation thing, if you if you buy a subscription to the website, it gives you some perks like, I think one of them is like discounts on merchandise, but another one is removing ads from the website. Hey, thanks for the resub, Kier. 9 months in a row. That is a stream baby for us. We're naming this one David, after Solid Snake himself. That I'm not even saying that because of, for people that weren't here for the Metal Gear Solid 1 streams, that's not a reference to David Hayter. That was a coincidence that Solid Snake's real name does turn out to be David.
Lord.
Yeah, it's funny, actually. I didn't tell you this, Ari, but I actually, I was joking around with Cloud on YouTube, recently. Like, they were streaming, they were streaming Oblivion, and I decided to hop into the stream via YouTube rather than Twitch for once.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they actually knew who I was at first until I started.
Yeah, you've got a different username on YouTube than you do on Twitch.
I know, but it was hilarious because it was like I joked around. It was like, I said to them, it's like, I would be watching from Twitch, but I'm just too damn lazy to hop over there, so I'm here instead. And they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter, And I said, it's like, yeah, Twitch is Megatron's territory. YouTube's the Eggman's territory. And JKR just basically.
JKR is for commentary.
Yeah, and plus JKR just likes to fuck around social media anyway, so.
We're gonna find out.
He's fucked around, but has he found out?
Not yet, I don't think.
Furret might be tired.
Well, Furret should probably go to sleep.
If Furret is tired, then Furret should get some rest. You have my permission to go to sleep.
I'll be alright.
If you do need to fuck off, then we will allow you to fuck off.
I'll be alright.
I'm trying to remember where it is you get the oxygen tank and the compass. Because I've got the antidote that I need. I've got the antidote that I need for the scorpion stings. But I need the compass to get through the desert. I need the oxygen tank in order to get through the drainage ditch.
When did this become a point-and-click adventure game?
I mean, this was 1987. It was drawing a lot of inspiration from adventure games rather than action games.
You need the oxygen tank to feed the gophers.
I mean, if you want to talk about, like, stupid adventure game things from point-and-click adventure games, that also ties into the Newgrounds discussion. There was this trilogy of point-and-click adventure game Flash games that I thought were, like, the coolest, deepest narrative shit at the time, without me realizing that it was supposed to be, like, a Jesus allegory thing.
Lord.
Literally.
It was a trilogy called Trapped.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, the thing that sticks out to me is, like, one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen in a point-and-click adventure game. Out of the few that I've played, and one of them being Trapped, was, like, you need to get some gas so you can put it in the car that you just escaped from being locked inside the passenger seat of the car, which, how does that happen? That's one question that never gets answered, but, like, in order to get the gasoline for the car, which is actually kerosene, but apparently that'll still power a car, or at least according to the game, kerosene and gasoline are interchangeable.
Now why would anybody soak a rope with kerosene?
You need a, you need to go to the nearby bodega owner and get the kerosene from him, but he won't give you the kerosene until you get some food for his cat.
Okay.
And by food for his cat, he means a live fish.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, where do you get the fish? Well, there is a manhole nearby that leads to the sewers, and there is apparently fish living in the sewer water.
Oh, jeez.
But how do you get the fish out of the sewer? You can't just reach in and grab it. That would be disgusting. You need a fishing rod. But how do you get a fishing rod? You have to construct the fishing rod. And what do you construct it out of? Well, you use a rope, you use a pocket knife, and you use a banana. To construct the fishing rod, to get the fish, so you can catch the fish, to give to the cat owner, so he can give you the kerosene, so you can drive your damn car.
Of course! It all makes so much more sense now! No one ever!
I'm sorry. What the actual fuck?
No, the funny part is, that sounds like a point-and-click adventure game for you, yep. What's great, though, about, like, the Space Quest games is they start to make fun of that shit after a while.
Yeah, that's basically my response to it, too.
Like, King's Quest kind of makes fun of it at one point, too. This all seems oddly convoluted for me to get into one building.
Well, keep in mind, in order to get into the second building, I needed to, first of all, find out where Gray Fox was, and find out if he was alive, first and foremost. And once I found out that he was alive, I needed to get a parachute and get to the roof, and then parachute off of the roof into the courtyard in order to get to the part of the roof that I can parachute off of that leads to the courtyard, I had to fight a helicopter.
Like you do.
But in order to get to the helicopter, because there's strong winds on the roof, I had to get a bomb blast suit, you know, like one of those bomb disposal suits right here, to protect me from the strong winds, to keep me from getting blown around. God, what else? Oh yeah, once I was in the courtyard, I needed to cross the first desert to get to where the tank was and fight the tank that guards the entrance to Building 2, but in order to get into Building 2, I had to have the enemy uniform, and if I didn't have the enemy uniform with me, I would have to backtrack all the way to Building 1, find the explodable wall that hides the room that has the enemy uniform in it, then go all the way back the long way to where Building 2's entrance is.
You ever question why we play video games?
Okay, I got body armor. That's not what I was looking for, but that might help. Basically, all it does is reduce damage while you have it equipped, but you can't have the rations and the body armor equipped at the same time, because you only have one item slot. The body armor is a recurring item in the early Metal Gear games. I almost never use it. Because why would I equip something that lowers the amount of damage I'm taking, but takes up an item slot, when I could just have my rations equipped, and those revive me on death?
Right.
Because.
But yes, do you ever question why we play video games? Mostly as a distraction from the horrifying reality that is our world.
Yes.
Like, remember when the whole thing about the Patriots and AI taking over everything was supposed to be speculative fiction?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Speculative fiction that accidentally predicted what post 9/11 America would be like, given that it was in development before 9/11 happened and came out right after 9/11 and had to remove parts of its finale out of post 9/11 sensitivity. That was Metal Gear Solid 2. It's a weirdly prescient game for a game from 2001. Arg, the truck's been moved. Arr, Sponge Boy me Bob, the truck is moving. Arr, 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 arr.
Mr. Krabs.
You kind of went Peter Griffin with it there at the end.
Trucks don't move. I'm not the greatest at a SpongeBob impression. I can do the laugh, but that's about it.
You want to know the trick to doing the laugh? From what I've seen of like videos of Tom Kenny recording the laugh.
It is something like he tickles his own throat while he's doing it.
He like lightly taps his throat with the side of his hand while he's doing the laugh to give it that vibrato.
Yep.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
But JKR, that's the Taco Bell dog.
Well, Tom Kenny did get to record that line in the Reignited trilogy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I am technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Although he sounds a lot less punkish when he delivers that line versus Carlos Alazraki, who's like, "Where's Nasty Nork? I'm going after him." You know, like that. Whereas Tom Kenny's like, "What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him." You know, just sounds more friendly. Which, to be fair, that's how Spyro was written post Spyro 1.
Yep.
You just want to pet him and tell him he's a good dragon.
I mean, they made him kind of more dog and cat-like in the Reignited trilogy with some of his animations. Like, when he jumps while at full charge, he looks kind of like a cat pouncing. And there's, like, instances of, like, him wagging his tail like a happy puppy.
Aww. I need to replay those at some point or another.
You'll probably want to, Furret, but then if I know you, you'll have trouble figuring something out and then just give up because you couldn't figure it out.
That's more so with Spyro 2 and especially 3 that would have moments like that. Spyro 1's very straightforward because there's no, like, mini games or side objectives or things. It's just collect stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm not saying that is like, oh, Furret's incapable of doing these things. Like, Spyro 2 and 3 have some very notoriously difficult minigames in them.
Yeah.
Yeti boxing, anyone?
Oh god, I hated that. I always hated that level.
No. You want to talk something that will give young Spyro fans of the era PTSD. Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Oh no. Yeah.
I vaguely recall that from Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Cat Icarus brought it up in some of his Spyro videos, and he never had trouble with it because he said he is a Spyro expert. And honestly, these days I don't have trouble with the trolley, but as a kid I had so much trouble with the trolley. I also love that Toys for Bob, the developers of the Reignited trilogy, were fully aware of how infamous that mission was, and not only do you get an achievement for beating that specific mission called Trouble No More, but they also had the re-recorded dialogue for that NPC sound more obnoxious on purpose.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Like, the original was more like trouble with the trolley, eh? Whereas this one's more like trouble with the trolley, eh?
I applaud them for that.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Have you tried not being an asshole? Nope.
Nope,
Hey,
don't
Firo.
pay no
See
mind
you
to
there.
current events. Have you considered a career in politics? That's one of my favorite lines from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog that doesn't involve Robotnik.
Yep. Nope. Don't pay no mind to current events.
Like, it's a smart line to come out of such a fucking stupid show.
Yeah. I'm over there.
Yeah, that was a running gag with me and one of my old friends in high school, was quoting the "I'm over there" and then pretending to look over in that direction as if we were actually distracted.
Nice.
And yes, you think you're being sneaky, Firo. I see you there.
Nah, he's not being sneaky, neaky. That's me. I'm doing a pretty bad job of it. Bing Bong, what's up? You're doing a bad job. That's like the only line I know from the Shadow the Hedgehog dub, because that's the only part I've seen of that dub. Just the devil appearing, the devil from the Bible, appearing and saying, Bing Bong, what's up? You're doing a bad job.
I see everything, Firo.
I
That's
can
wrong.
see through time. Help me, Father.
What year is it? I smell time!
Well, at the very least, I know what red tastes like now.
But do you know what purple tastes like?
Yes.
I hear it's disgusting.
Okay.
It tastes like artificial. It tastes like I know what it tastes like, but it's one of those things you can't really put into words. It's just like, have you ever had grape flavored Gatorade? That's what purple tastes like.
So that's what Fry tasted in that episode.
Yes, that is our headcanon for what he tasted in that episode. But what we still don't know is what blue smells like.
That's just like one of the most random, out of context lines ever.
I mean,
spoken in
it kind of
Futurama.
makes sense in context because there is like a blue bit of radiation encompassing the room he's in, but he's just like, what smells like blue?
But now did everything just taste purple for a second?
Yeah.
The most out of context line ever spoken in that show,
And there's a lot of them.
right? It just raised more questions than it answered. That's why I fucking love that show.
I think you mean that just raises further questions.
Exactly. Like, seriously, like, Futurama is one of those shows that it's almost a crime to not have watched it.
That's why I'm trying to get my sister into it. No update on if she's watched it yet. I haven't talked to her in a few months because it's not easy for me to get a hold of her. Because I have to go through my dad to get a hold of her. And my dad is very frequently on business trips. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like there are any just Miles twitching.
Yeah, I know. Something fucky's going on with my tracking. I'm probably going to need to do this real quick and lose tracking. And reopen my tracking software.
But
Yeah, that fixed it.
Nice.
Yeah, that happens every now and then. With the mobile version of VTube Studio.
Yeah. Also,
Tracking, nah,
funny
you
is
were
I was-
dancing. Nah, not dancing because it's not time to bust it. It's not time to bust. No one, we are not busting right now.
Bus sleep? I don't know where I went with that.
Now I'm busting. Oh boy, we're busting twice in a row. While spinning.
Oh my god, what's happening right now? I feel like I should be moving.
That's what happens when we bust. Yeah, the spin sounds a little delayed, but the spin did go through. Oh boy, we got another busting coming up eventually. There we go.
Jesus!
So,
You guys are gonna drain all my bust out of me.
Look, I'm gonna do you a favor, because you're gonna need this afterwards.
I'm starting to get dizzy from busting so much.
Here.
Hey!
on a road and desert you.
You know what I would unironically want to record as a cover? If I could, you know, get someone to arrange the backing track for it. And yes, I did hydrate because I saw the redeem come through before the audio came through.
Did you notice that the name changed, by the way?
Nerdy Furret. Yes, I just saw that.
Yes. I am officially Nerdy Furret on Twitch.
Good. That does mean you'll have to update, like, if you have your link on any of your socials, you're gonna need to update it. Because the URL will no longer lead to, like, the old The Nerdy Furret URL will no longer lead to your channel.
I think most of them have been okay. Like, it's mostly just on here.
Well, that means I have to change the URL on the bot in the Pokemon.
Yeah, and I'll have to.
unfortunately.
It's an easy thing to change.
It's easy enough. It's just,
I mean,
you know.
our friend Lulu was able to get in just fine.
No.
I don't know.
He means he'll have to change the URL that
On the
like
bot.
post on the bot
Okay.
that posts
Yeah.
announcements. And that's
Okay,
easy
we can
enough to
figure that out.
change.
It's easy enough to change. I know how to do it. I just need to do it.
Yeah, it's a good thing you brought this up so he will know that he needs to do it instead of wondering why it's not announcing your streams.
Yeah.
It was announcing my stream, so that's even weird.
No, Fur, you're.
Well, keep in mind, when did he change it?
Like, literally
Just-
a few days ago, but
Okay, then in that case you don't need to do anything.
Okay.
I thought you
never
meant, when you
noticed
said, did you see that the name had changed? I thought that meant you changed it just now.
no.
So did I. Like, I was trying to figure something. I was trying to figure out, like, how you weren't understanding what I was saying. I was like, turns out I was the one who wasn't understanding.
This is all just a big misunderstanding.
Hooray!
I was trying to think of a funny punchline to that joke, but I couldn't think of one that wouldn't be, like, potentially ban-worthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah, please don't risk it for the biscuit on this one.
I could go for a biscuit. I haven't had biscuits in a while.
So I had this, I don't know what it was. I think I realized that the name Dirt Boss actually does fit a race car transformer, because it was like, for a long time I was thinking like, I don't like the name Dirt Boss for a monster truck bot, but honestly, Dirt Boss makes more sense than
that totally makes sense for a monster truck bot, because they drive on dirt-covered arenas.
Yeah, I mean, also it's better than having to give him the name Mudslinger. Which is the name of a horrible and ugly-looking motherfucking power core combiner.
Well, power core combiners are horrible and ugly looking to begin with because they're shit figures.
I actually want a couple of them, but not the US versions, like the Japanese ones. So, like, I want, Buildmaster, which is, like, supposed to represent Gravedigger, which is supposed to be, like, another more temperamental, Constructicon. Roadmaster, I think, is the figure's name, which is
not to be confused with the Shockmaster.
Yeah, no, this one's supposed to be Detritus, and like that thing is ugly looking, but it honestly fits for a Junkion. So like I want that in my Thralls of Unicron fig display. Because, you know, just having, like, it makes sense that this thing looks horrendous, and it would kind of make sense that Junkion would combine to look like that.
But what about Horrible?
Horrible has not come out yet, and honestly, I still think the name is punny enough to work.
Not to be confused with Terrible.
Terrible, horrible. That's one.
We got horrible, we got terrible, now we just need trash!
We do have Trash Master.
Yes, but not trash! We got Trash Master, but not trash!
Straight up trash.
Kier also says we need, fuckable and table.
I vote for Carney Hall.
Yeah, but it's already taken.
Table is already taken?
No, I was talking to Furret.
Your face is talking to Furret.
Sorry, that's a straight up lie. No one's face is talking to me. That's part of the problem.
Don't go on your little pity parties here, Furret. And no, I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm just making a very bad
Hold on.
joke.
We may have a hint here. This is a big text box. Thank you for rescuing me. You'll need a compass to... Thank you. I already knew that.
You were wrong. It was completely pointless. Hold on, this might be a... Never mind.
Never mind. I overestimated my luck.
You underestimate me, Galvatron.
How dare
Now
you assume we were going to learn something?
Now I
Yeah.
have the urge to rewatch the 1986 Transformers movie again.
I mean, it's always a good time to do that.
I know, I haven't been in, like, for whatever reason, I haven't really been in, like, it's not like I haven't been in the mood to watch it. I just keep forgetting to sit down and watch the version that I downloaded from the Internet Archive.
Is there a specific reason you download a version from the Internet Archive, even though you already have the movie on Blu-ray or something?
Yeah, apparently this version has like this is the one with the text.
Oh, is it the one with the opening text crawl that's like Star Wars styled?
That's the one, yeah. Apparently
Okay.
the Laserdisc edition. That's why I downloaded it, because I'm trying to have almost every version of the 1986 movie in some shape or form.
You know, making it even more blatant that it's taking a lot of elements from Star Wars.
Yep. Excuse me. If anything, like, I need to learn how to burn things onto like DVD or Blu-ray. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer with a disk drive yet, so
You can buy
I can't
disk
really have
drives
them right now.
that plug into USB slots.
Okay, cool. Then I need to learn how to burn one into a CD.
You need a burning
burn that into a
software.
CD. Yeah.
So the box art snake for this looks like the Wish version of Nathan Fillion. Funny you should say that, because the box art for the original Metal Gear is traced from a promo image for the Terminator. That Solid Snake on the box art here, as you can see on the side of the screen, is Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese.
Yeah, I was like, it looks a lot like Kyle Reese. Now that you mention it, he does look like Kyle Reese.
But does he look like Kyle Reese?
Yes. Okay, this is where I need to call her to get her to open a door.
Okay. This is just... Never mind.
Okay, now I got the compass. But where do I get the fucking air tank? Wait, no, I remember where you get the air tank. Now I'm remembering it. It's all coming back to me like a flood of very, very fuzzy memories from my doodle memory. Remember, very unphotographic memory, a doodle memory.
Yes.
What I have to do, now that I have the compass, is I have to go to the desert that leads to Building 3 and then get the air tank from there and then go through the drainage ditch that leads to Metal Gear's hangar.
It was the day before today. I
remember it like it was yesterday. So many dead Gatomon. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you kind of did that out of order, but yeah.
Well, we didn't have... Those were, the So Many Dead Gatomon thing wasn't... That was what we said in Abridgment Frontier. The day before today, I remember it like it was yesterday, was from something else that I haven't seen, but, you keep quoting.
Back to the road.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't in that episode of Abridgment Frontier.
Oh, yeah.
I know, because I'm the one who wrote the script for that episode.
So, I remember it like it was this.
And then it was like, and then there was the SpongeBob time card with one pointless flashback later.
And that's how it happened. So many dead Gatomon. I don't remember what the...
I can't remember because I out of fear of like death-inducing cringe, I haven't rewatched it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And out of fear of like getting canceled for some of our old humor.
That is also fair.
Ah, at least now I know where the compass is. Okay, I kept the compass. Good. So I don't need to go back there. All according to Keikaku. Translator's note, Keikaku means plan. Editor's note, nothing is going according to plan.
All according to plan.
Translator's note. Plan means keikaku.
You had a plan? There was a plan? None of you informed me of the plan?
We discussed it at the meeting.
See, here's
There
the
was
thing,
a
Furret.
meeting?
Yeah.
That
didn't
was
you?
need to know classified.
No, it wasn't need to know classified. We sent out the. Didn't you get the memo?
There was a memo?
Ari, you asked me to send out the. You told me to send out the memo, and you said who all needs to know. So I figure, it was need to know classified.
No, I said all need to know, not who all. Who is on first?
Well,
It went fucking nowhere, and I love it.
No, as with all improv humor and like two-person banter, it eventually goes back to Abbott and Costello.
yeah.
Right?
Oh god. So, I don't know if I ever told this story on stream, but I remember when I used to work at a Kroger years ago. This is hilarious. One of my my manager and the manager of the liquor department were talking, and I was in the next aisle over, but I could hear them chatting. And of course, the liquor manager was basically saying the whole, who's on first bit. And, he was, of course, my manager didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about.
Right.
So, of course, I just happened to be, walking through one of the aisles. I was about to go into another one when I heard that, and I stopped mid-stride, took a few steps back, and asked us, what's on second?
I don't know, it's on third.
Exactly, that was the thing. When he was like, well, how the hell do you know that? But he doesn't. You're younger than him, right? It's like, yeah, well, I mean, I watched a lot of classic TV growing up.
This is Big Boss. Get in the truck on the right. Over. I'm not getting in the truck on the right.
Left, right?
I feel like
I'm not getting into any of the trucks. Because starting from now, apart from the fact that the enemies already know you're there before you even get there, this is Big Boss. Enter the door on your left. Over. He's giving you advice that will either get you sent back to the beginning or get you killed.
that asshole.
It's almost like he has something to hide. Wait, Big Boss, my right or your right? Stage right or stage right? Or stage left right? No, not left right. That's the left rights, which is the side project by Jimmy Urine.
But what about the right lefts?
No. That's I left the left, which is what grifters say when they get paid by right-wing billionaires to pretend that they were formerly leftists.
You know, all I gotta find out, what I'm trying to find out is, what's the guy's name on first base?
No, who's on first?
I'm not asking you who's on. I'm not asking you who's on first.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you who's on first.
I am not asking you who's on first. I'm asking you who's on second.
No, what's on second?
Ah, God. Look, all I want to know is, what's the guy's name on first base?
No, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know's on third.
Quit changing the players around!
I ain't changing the players around. I'm telling you who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
So we got, okay, well, tell me. Who's in the outfield?
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
I'm telling you.
You're telling me what?
What? No, not what. What's on second?
Who's on first?
Yes, exactly.
So yes, exactly, it's on first.
No, who's on first?
Not this shit again.
Anyway, you know how I said that they inflated the number of floors on this building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready for the most uncomfortable elevator ride you will have in an 8-bit computer game.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
And you have to hold down the whole time.
Oh jeez. No wonder it's uncomfortable.
Because otherwise the elevator just stops. Like, there are 100 floors, you just can't go to any of them. Because there's no, like, exit from them except for on the bottom of all of it. So basically what your joke about Donald Trump taking over this place was not far off. Because he is known to inflate the number of floors of his buildings to make them sound bigger than they are. It's almost like he's compensating for something.
Sorry.
This is Big Boss. Solid Snake, abort the mission. Return immediately. This is an order. Turn off your device at once. Over. If you played this on the original MSX version, he tells you to turn off the computer. And if you played this on the PlayStation 3 or 360 version, he would say turn off your PlayStation or Xbox, depending on the platform, at once.
Nice.
It's like he actually feels
Didn't
at
this
home
have
with a
it-
cardboard box.
Didn't this have a Nintendo version?
Yes, but the Nintendo version was developed by a different team and is non-canon. And was so bad, along with the NES exclusive sequel to it, was so bad that Hideo Kojima had Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake made solely so there would be a good follow-up to Metal Gear.
Nice.
I'm living in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box. You're lucky that I watched Todd in the Shadows and understood the living in a box reference.
Okay.
Ring, 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 conga.
Oh, there's a Jennifer call.
This is Jennifer. There should be an oxygen cylinder on the other side of the wall. Over.
And I'm pretty sure that is the last time we will hear from Jennifer.
You're no longer of use to us, Furret.
And now, I finally got the oxygen tank, so I can go through the drainage ditch and probably find out that I missed out on something else.
Funny, that's the second time I've been told I'm no longer of use to someone today.
Now I feel bad.
Why? I'm the one that made the joke.
It was a dark joke, but
I mean, I've made darker jokes before, dude. Dark jokes are all over this place.
I know, but it was like, that's... First, I usually want to make dark jokes like that.
Nah, he has occasionally.
Okay, fair.
My core memory of that song came from AMV Hell, lol. I've never seen AMV Hell, I just know of it through Reputation.
I'm laughing how it was like, we're talking about Furret as if he's not actually here.
Sometimes I still hear his voice. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's just currently not talking.
I was about to say, I really wish you guys would stop telling people I'm dead.
There's a reason why we buried you early! Oh god. I gotta show you that thing sometime, Ari. I found this on Instagram. And it's just like apparently someone acting out as if they were running an Italian restaurant. It's so damn funny, but it's like for whatever reason, like because it's a screen recording, I can't send it over Discord because because one, I don't have Nitro, so I can't.
So get Nitro.
With what money?
I've shown you how to get it for cheap.
Yeah, fair.
All right, now to trek back through the desert, we need the compass for this. Otherwise, we'll get lost in the desert. Keep in mind, this is the second desert that we've crossed. The first desert doesn't count as a desert. It's just the space in between building 1 and 2. This is the desert in between building 2 and 3. I ask again, for the people that were not here earlier, what the hell is the geography of the land that Outer Heaven takes place in, considering that it's supposed to be in southern Africa?
I say again, yes. Really do need to get you playing Sam and Max Hit the Road at some point.
Yeah, I just need to get it. I just need to get a copy of it.
Honestly, it's not that expensive. GOG, I can get it for you probably.
Can you gift things on GOG?
Good question.
I don't have any friends at it on GOG, so I wouldn't know how that works. I mostly buy things through Steam, unless it's like
that was
something
about to go somewhere completely different. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I got plenty of friends. They're just
Yeah, you got
the
me.
way the conversation was happening there for a minute was.
I got plenty of friends. They're just mostly they're just entirely fictional, whereas I'm mostly fictional.
What about the ones that are really fictional?
See, here's the thing, Ari. We're all just figments of your imagination.
And I myself am a collective figment of mankind's imagination. I'm like Tinkerbell. If you stop believing in me, then I'll stop existing.
Man, I'd hate to see the people that are hallucinating us.
No, I was just cooked up by some Lovecraft wannabe.
Hopefully one who didn't name his cat something incredibly racist.
Yeah.
If you want to be horrified about H.P. Lovecraft's very virulent racism, look up what he named his cat.
I'm good.
I don't think I even want to know that one. I'm morbidly curious, but not that morbidly curious.
I can't say it on stream. It will get me banned, and it's also got a racial slur in its name.
I am not going to ask you. I'm not gonna ask you to say it over stream then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, ain't nobody here gonna get you banned.
Nope.
Not intentionally, just accidentally.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, best case scenario, we'll do it accidentally, but, intentionally.
Best case scenario, it doesn't happen at all, my dude.
I mean, this is us you're talking to.
Also, Kier put, like, the safer work version of it in chat. N-word with a hard R, man, is the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
Ah, jeez.
Like I said, H.P. Lovecraft was a horrible racist. He wrote some damn good horror, but he was a very bad man.
Yep.
To be fair, most famous people are.
He was considered extremely racist by the standards of his time. You know, that's almost commendable to be so racist in the 1920s that other people are like, dude, chill the fuck out.
BR.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't say commendable as in something to be proud of, but, like, it deserves, like, some sort of, like, dude, you are king racist of this era.
Mm-hmm.
Now go sit in the shame corner. You should feel ashamed of yourself.
He should, but he probably doesn't.
Well, of course he doesn't. He's dead.
I know, that's the point.
It's hard for people to feel shame when they're, you know, rotting in the ground for nearly a century.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've known that from experience. Not my experience, but, you know, when I need to resurrect some corpses in order to create some more members of my army of the night. What I'm saying is I have to be a lot more selective of the corpses I reanimate instead of just taking what's available.
Well, Ari, you know, this is why you have us, you know,
Forge Masters. Yes, the Forge Masters are the ones who reanimate the corpses. They're not the ones who choose the corpses to reanimate. That's up to the hordes to gather the corpses.
Yeah, well, next time get your hordes to do the damn job right.
The thing is, you see how this is a never-ending cycle, right? Because
yes,
the hordes go out and gather corpses that are of very bad people that get reanimated and keep their very bad opinions after reanimation and go on to gather more corpses. That's also why I have a lot of air fresheners in the castle, because otherwise it would smell very corpsey.
I need to stop going AFK because I keep walking into some weird shit.
As opposed to walking into regular shit like earlier today.
Yes. That's all I can say to that is yes.
All right, time to use the oxygen tank so we can go through the drainage ditch.
What's happened?
I broke JKR again.
Are we okay? Are we gonna be okay? Is this
We're gonna be okay. The question is whether he's going to be okay.
Nope.
Do you acquire medical resistance?
AKR, quick, how many fingers am I holding up?
I don't see no fucking fingers, Furret.
You don't have fingers, you have paws.
Oh god, I'm delusional!
Oh god. Oh god.
Which one of us is delusional? The answer is all of us.
Yup.
What are paws if not fingers that are small?
Up, time for one of the worst boss fights in the game, because this is one that can very easily screw you out of you know, completing the game. I am Dirty Duck. Go ahead and shoot if you dare. See, he surrounded himself with hostages. And you know how I said that you lose a rank for every hostage you kill? So I have to be very careful with positioning my shots. There we go. If I shot the one in the middle in particular, if you shoot him, then Jennifer or Hall, or what's the other one's name? Okay, yeah, Jennifer. If you shot the one in the middle, Jennifer would never talk to you again because that's her brother.
Oh, jeez.
So this is the last time we'll hear from Jennifer. Thankfully, we did not piss her off.
Jennifer. Or this is Jennifer. Dirty Duck has card B.
8.
You didn't. Whatever.
8.
He has a card, okay? Just take the fucking card. My brother's one of the captives. Please don't kill them.
I can't hear you.
If anything happens to my brother, I won't help you anymore.
Kieran chat said, Furret's femme voice makes me never okay. Thanks for saving me. I'm Jennifer's brother. When you make your escape, climb the ladder on the left. This is also why you want to spare the hostages, because he tells you during the ending escape sequence when there's a time bomb going off, which of the ladders to take to get to the exit.
I don't know how I feel about that, Kier.
I think that's his way of saying your feminine voice that you do is very convincing.
Thank you.
All right, now to use card 8, not card... Which card do I use on this door? Try all of them because that's how because the doors are not labeled. There we go, card 1. All this for some ammo. This is Resistance Leader Schneider. I know who the Outer Heaven boss is. No way. The Outer Heaven boss is... Oh no!
Big boss.
Time for a twist!
We'll see a twist in a little bit. Not right away. Because again, the call...
that everyone saw coming.
Yes. But, you know, this is one of the first games of this type to have a plot twist. So, you know, while it's a twist that everyone saw coming nowadays, at the time, it's like the idea that it even had a twist in general was a new concept.
Fair, kind of like Metroid, to be honest, in a small way.
With Metroid, like, even in the Japanese release, it really went out of its way to hide the fact that Samus is a girl. Like, there is a
promotional manga short
for the original Metroid that depicts Samus as very masculine coded without ever revealing her, you know, true appearance. Right down to, like, right before she goes on the mission, she's, like, partying with some, like, Vegas showgirls. Or Space Vegas showgirls, like Playboy bunnies.
To be fair, Samus is also one of the very first bisexual characters, so that makes sense.
Is she?
Or pansexual, one of the two.
I mean, her sexuality's never really come into play in the story because they've never really tried to give her a romantic interest.
Unless you count the god-awful, Metroid M.
Yeah, we're not counting Adam, because Adam in that game is portrayed as... Like, Adam was brought up before in Metroid Fusion, but when Metroid Other M came out and they finally showed Adam, you know, pre-dying and kind of being reborn as a computer, he's very much not the military mastermind we were told he was. He's, he is, in fact, very bad at his job. Also, if you read the prequel manga to Metroid Zero Mission, it shows that, like, the idea of Samus having sort of like a PTSD panic attack reaction to seeing Ridley is not out of the realm of possibility, but also by the time of Other M, she canonically should have been used to it by then.
Apparently, the general consensus is that Samus is actually a lesbian icon. Though never explicitly stated in any of the games, there has been hints throughout that suggest she doesn't really care for men.
Yeah, she's very, in the few bits of dialogue that she has with other characters, she's kind of, like, standoffish towards men. If not, like, kind of cold and stoic towards them. And, also, there's that whole thing from the, promotional manga that I brought up, where she's partying with, some Playboy bunnies.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me. The Outer Heaven boss is Foxhound's commanding officer, Big Boss! Dun dun dun!
Also, I can now add, is Samus bisexual to my search history?
He's behind all of this. Don't let him trick you.
Kinda too late. We've already been tricked.
I mean, no, I didn't fall for any of these because I went in with the benefit of knowing the twist beforehand because I played this game after Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes, but he technically still tricked,
yeah, he still technically tricked Solid Snake. Although, canonically, Snake didn't follow his advice to, you know, do stuff that would get him killed.
Right.
And they do a callback to it in Metal Gear Solid 2, where there's the thing about like the Colonel AI that you're talking to when he's starting to get corrupted by the virus that Emma uploaded to its like central processor. It tells you to turn the game console off now because the mission's a failure.
Nice.
That's also where we get one of my favorite out-of-context Colonel Campbell lines, even though it's not really Colonel Campbell. It's an AI pretending to be him. Which, if I ever get the chance to meet Paul Lighting, other than asking him to say some Gally Banish Gregman stuff, because I love his performance in Evil Zone, and he was apparently tickled by JKR asking him on my behalf to autograph my copy of Evil Zone. I was going to ask him, one, say some stuff as Gally Banish Gregman, and two, to say my favorite out-of-context Colonel line from Metal Gear Solid 2, which is, I hear it's amazing when the flapjawed worm, when the purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harakiri Rock. I need scissors. 61.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
It makes sense in the context of the AI that's talking to you impersonating Colonel Campbell is glitching the fuck out.
Okay. Okay.
That sequence also has some brilliant bits of like messing with the UI to screw with the player. Cause like normally, when you have your Metal Gear codec screens, you see like the portraits from one angle, right?
Right.
It screws with you a bit as the kernel AI degrades more and more, because it starts like zooming in on its face or like turning its back to you, or like sometimes it'll like look translucent and you can see a skeleton through it. And then also, when you get to the end of that segment, if you stand around long enough, your radar disappears and gets replaced with a video of a pretty Japanese woman sitting by a pool.
Funny.
This is also the sequence where Raiden is stark naked and cannot fight because he has to cover his crotch. But you can still make him do cartwheels.
God.
Kojima knew exactly what he was doing.
Yep.
Sometimes I question those words.
Look, Kojima has a history of putting naked or nearly naked men in his games, and a lot of gay undertones throughout the Metal Gear saga in particular. And part of the reason that he puts a lot of nude men in the games is just because he thinks it's funny. Apparently. Okay, I was wrong. We got another call from Jennifer.
This is Jennifer. You're just gonna have to run for it. As long as you have some rations left, you'll be okay. Over.
Yeah, there's no way to shut down this electrified floor, so we just have to stock up on rations and run across as fast as we can. Always let Kojima cook. When you let Kojima cook, that's how you get Death Stranding, and I mean that in the best and worst way possible. I have so many mixed feelings on that game, and I'm nowhere near finished with it. Like, everyone went into it expecting a new... Oh, here's the Metal Gear! Everyone went into Death Stranding expecting either a Metal Gear successor or a successor to that canceled Silent Hill game he was directing. But what we got was basically Amazon Delivery Man Simulator, except you have to go everywhere on foot.
Sorry, Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus. All right, time to look at the screenshot that I took earlier.
If I ever meet Norman Reedus again, I'm going to bring a copy of Death Stranding and have him sign it, and then underneath his signature put "and the funky fetus."
Yes, I want to do that too. All right, let's see. Right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, and then the last one is right. If I remember.
I do wonder if he's actually familiar with that meme.
I'm sure he is.
He is.
I'm going to be referring to my earlier screenshot very much throughout this. Because you only get, like, so many plastic explosives to work with.
Right.
Left.
Whose a genius idea was it to have a sequence on how to hit the legs? Oh, wait. Hideo Kojima.
Okay, so then right, left, left. God, I don't have enough rations for this.
I'd ask if we're surprised, but I know the answer is no!
It's also very picky about what counts as hitting it in the feet. And then it's left, left, right. Where is it? Okay, I just screwed up. Good thing you can exit and re-enter. Yeah, you see why I think this is a bad boss fight, right? God, there's mines and there's gas.
Yes!
Thankfully, you respawn here without the ammo you need. Fuck.
So you might say this game is a gas.
I was going to say it's a gas. Different gas.
Gas expert.
Different gases, but still a gas.
JKR, you're the resident gas expert. What kind of gas would you say it is?
Well, keep in mind, Kier, if you type it out, that also is dependent on it not getting buried by other people sending messages.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna hop off because I am starting to feel very tired.
Okay.
I got up around 6 this morning. I mean, I slept a full 8 hours. Just woke up early.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a blast for it. See, Ari.
See ya. Have a good night. Tell Widget I said good night. You're not here anymore. Group the end, then so Furret or JKR can say it. Well, JKR's gone. Sometimes I feel like JKR is still with us.
Yeah.
Oh, I died enough times that it respawned me with max health and ammo. Thank you, game. You were merciful.
You did it.
I did it. I died enough times that the game took mercy on me. It's like Crash Bandicoot. You die enough times and it gives you a pity aku aku. All right, let's look at that screenshot again. So I did right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. Okay. Okay, then right, right, left, then right, left, right. And we destroyed the Metal Gear! Emergency! Emergency! The self-destruct sequence for Outer Heaven has been initialized! There is no shotgun in this game.
Uh-oh.
All personnel are ordered to evacuate immediately! Oh shit, we got a timer. And now...
Can we time it?
Solid Snake, I've been expecting you. I am the Supreme Commander of the Foxhound Unit, and the leader of the Fortress of Outer Heaven, Big Boss. I gave this mission to you, a rookie, thinking I could use you to fool the rest of the world. But you were too good. You went too far. Solid Snake, I'm not going down alone. I'm taking you with me. Prepare to die.
Joke's on you. I want to die.
Joke's on you, I don't fear death. I embrace it. I consensually embrace it. I don't give hugs without consent, including to death. And yeah, Big Boss dies from 4 rockets to the face. Now remember how that one prisoner said to take the left ladder? Also, this is a secret with the cigarettes. If you use the cigarettes here during this escape sequence, the timer goes down slower.
Nice. But also, I wouldn't expect him to go down any less, receiving 4 rockets to the face.
It gets funny.
He was able to take 4.
I mean, keep in mind that, time for the explosion. That was a nuclear explosion.
Nah.
2 nuclear explosions.
My favorite part was when it went boom.
This is Solid Snake. Metal Gear has been destroyed. Operation Intrude N313 was a success. No big deal. Job done. That's all. No big deal. I'm coming back now. Over.
And then Snake achieved the lifelong dream of every American. Killing his boss.
Newsflash. Today, before sunrise, a large earthquake was recorded in the vicinity of Galsburg, South Africa. That was a nuclear explosion. Presenting the staff of Metal Gear. And this is the credits. They covered up the nuclear explosion that destroyed Outer Heaven by saying it was an earthquake. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm judging by the mushroom cloud that was a nuclear explosion. No, canonically, they nuked the place. Like, it wasn't the self-destruct that did that. Like, the self-destruct was the first explosion, and then NATO forces came through and nuked the rest of the place.
God.
So that was the original 1987 Metal Gear.
I know, are you okay? Do we need to talk?
He's never been okay.
I feel
remember
bad for the guy, and I don't.
Remember the famous sniper duel between Snake and the End in Metal Gear Solid 3. He originally intended for that to take place over the course of 2 real-world weeks.
God.
He was told no. That was one of the times they did not let him cook.
Rightfully so.
So, in that instance, he threw in an Easter egg that's very well known, but still one of my favorites to talk about, where due to the fact that the PlayStation 2 has an internal clock that keeps track of, time and date, if you set the clock ahead 2 weeks, or wait 2 weeks between playing if you're stupid, you will wake up to find that the End has died of old age. And you will be able to skip that boss fight.
Yep, I remember that one.
There's also the fact that for the Beauty and Beast Corps in Metal Gear Solid 4, when they shed their beast armor and are in their beauty forms, instead of wearing skin-tight bodysuits, they were originally supposed to be full frontal nude.
Oh, Lord.
they quickly shut that down. We're like, no, you cannot do that, let alone do that in Japan. But in America, no fucking way, Hideo Kojima, that will get you an AO rating.
Bearing in mind, this is the guy who probably said, yeah, and?
Yeah. He also intended for Metal Gear Solid 4 to end with Solid Snake and Otacon being executed for treason and war crimes.
God.
But the whole staff revolted against that idea, saying it was too depressing.
Like you do!
Yeah, that, like I said, that was the original Metal Gear. Next time we return to the Metal Gear saga, which will probably be in like a couple weeks. You know, I need to give myself time to familiarize myself with Metal Gear 2, so I don't have to keep referencing a guide. We'll be playing Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Tomorrow night, we will be continuing Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, I should say, with some mods. I'm going to be adding probably a couple more suit mods to it and maybe change out the music a bit.
Terrifying.
You know, just see what I can find that is fucky enough to be funny.
Yeah.
Let's see who we're going to raid tonight. Unless somebody wants to guide the raid, which you have to redeem that. I don't do those for free anymore. Unless you know it's a friend of the channel. You know what? We're gonna raid Cloud Sato, who is playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all three of my co-hosts for joining me for this. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Go give Cloud my warmest of welcomes. And until then, unpleasant dreams.
Please allow us to fuck off.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, I had to wait for that first.